Hi there everybody, my name is Ali and today we will be going to do task 11 from TryHackMe-Nahamstore, which will be regarding remote code execution. And we will also do task 3 for the Recon part because I was not able to find any other way to do that task without completing task 11. So we will be going to do two tasks today, task 3 and task 11. Now, remote code execution means that we can execute some arbitrary code onto the target machine. Now, there is no specific technique for achieving RCE because nowadays, if you are hunting on HackerOne or Bugcrowd, it is very rare that you see a parameter and you enter remote code and get an RCE. But still, you can try for those because you never know what you can get. But normally, RCE can be found by chaining different vulnerabilities. Like for example, if we have found SQL injection, we can try to execute code from there, or we can use SQL map as well and get --os shell parameter and try to get a reverse shell as well. But again, it depends upon how you move on, or we can also try to go for different vulnerabilities like server-side template injection or insecure deserialization. So in today's video, we will be going to see all techniques by which we can test for remote code execution onto the target machine, and then we will solve task 3 at the end. So that being said, let's jump in. I already have started my machine and my IP address is 10.10.50.118. So I will first of all come to task 3 recon, which it says using a combination of subdomain, enumeration, brute force, content discovery, fuzzing, find all subdomains, you can answer the below question. So right now I was not able to find this question, this answer from anywhere. So today I will be going to do this one as well, but first of all we need to solve task 11, which is remote code execution, and then after that we will be able to find a subdomain and then we will be able to solve task number 3. So now first of all it says first RCE flag and then it says second RCE flag. Now we never know that where we will find RCE, so let's come back to our application and let's see how we can find and test for different parameters for remote code execution. So now I will go to Nahamstore. And right here again I will follow my methodology. What I will do is first of all, before I will first of all log in to my account. After logging in, I will see each and every functionality, and after seeing each and every functionality, I will start my Burpsuite in the background. So first of all, what I will do is I will come to my Burpsuite. I will first of all come into my project options. I will go into my miscellaneous tab, and if I scroll down, I will check this mark which is embedded browser. Allow the embedded browser to run without a sandbox. So I will check this one, and then I will come to my proxy. I will go to my so first of all target scope, and then I will use advanced scope, click on add, and then I will simply say Nahamstore. Click on OK. I will come into my proxy now, re-enable and HTTP history. Check this one and show only in scope items. So only Nahamstore will be logged in and nothing else. Now, and that's fine. Let's come back to our web application and I will turn on my Burpsuite right here, and now let's browse the website. So first of all, there is a search box, so I will simply do test here. We can test for cross-site scripting right here. We already have done that one, so I will not do this right here. Then we will go to returns page. Nothing happens here. Order number, we can specify 1. We can do wrong size, we can specify test here, create a return, and now my return has been made. So let's move on. I will click on register to register now. I will do test123 at test.com. Password will be test123456. Hit enter, and now I am logged in again. So I got redirected to the main page after logging in automatically. So now I will click on these products. So let's see view, and right here I can see sticker pack. I will add discount code 123. First of all, let's click on check stock. So check stock, there are 293 items in the stock. Then I will go for 123 add to basket, and it has been added to basket. Let's go to now cart, and in the cart I can see it says you need to have any address. So click on add address, and then let's add anything random. Test. Now you need to enter cross-site scripting payloads or HTML injection payloads right here. I'm just doing test because I am looking for specific vulnerability which is remote code execution. So you don't need to do test right here. You need to enter HTML injection payload or like cross-site scripting payload, because you need to test for reflected and stored cross-site scripting. So don't follow me right now here, because I'm always only looking for remote code execution. So add address. Now Mr. Test, and now I will make the payment. So in again 1234 1234 and this 3-4 times, and make payment. And then I got a receipt, so let's click on this one to generate our receipt. Yeah, so now this receipt has been made. So let's come back now. So now when I refresh the page, it says missing post parameters. So let's come back now. Now you can see each and every request has been logged in. So let's analyze each and every request. So this is first place here, and it is having a queue parameter which is test. Now always, because I told you that remote code execution is not easy to find, and you never know where you can find for remote code execution. Now always look for remote code execution everywhere. Now you can use automation as well, or you can do this one. Now the basic technique for remote code execution is OS command injection. So what actually happens is that if I come to my Kali machine, and if I do, let's say, who am I, so you can see I'm having an output of root. Now what actually happens is that Kali Linux provides us a facility that if we do who am I, we can also execute another command right here, and followed by a semicolon. So semicolon will be the separator. So if I do semicolon, and if I do, let's say, pwd means present working directory. So now if I hit enter, now you can see two commands have been executed on only one line. So first of all, I got my who am I output. The second one was pwd output. So we did a semicolon. We can also do something sort of and so like this, and if I hit enter, I get the same output. We can also do or I got, this time I didn't got the same output, but if I do 1/, and now it gives only pwd. So again, these are the techniques by which we can try to execute two commands on the same line. So that's what I will be going to test right here. So if I do, let's say, a semicolon, or let's send this request to repeater. Let's come to repeater now. If you don't know how I did that, I did Control R to send a request to repeater, and then Control Shift R to switch my tab to repeater. So everything on keyboard. So now I will do semicolon, and I will do let's say who am I, because I am now looking for whether it executes my who am I command followed by semicolon. Just it did in my console. So let's come back here, and now I will use render functionality as well, because that's why I turned in this one option in embedded browser, because it will show me graphical user interface as well. So right here, now you can see in the results it is giving me only who am I. So if it would have been given, let's say, like my username, like www-data or Apache, so it means that we have a remote code execution. But right now we don't have any remote code execution. Then we can do ampersand. So send now, and again it doesn't show us anything, but that's fine. We are not having anything right here. Now another thing, because it becomes very difficult to test for remote code execution, you can try for automation as well. So let's move on to automation, because if you are a beginner, it will be hard for you to do all of the thing manually. So payload all the things is one of the best one for beginners. So payload all the things, and I will go for remote code execution right here. So from here I will go for command injection, and in command injection you can see that I am having all of the bypasses, all of the things as well. So if I scroll down, there are a lot of exceptional bypasses which we can try right here. So for example, let's say if I scroll down, yeah, so right here you can see bypass with a single quote. So if we do who am I, and if we add these sort of things, so first of all let's try this in our Kali machine. So paste that one in and hit enter, and you can see I'm still having root. So sometimes there might be blacklisting against who am I, so you can simply do single quotation in every alphabet, and then you can try to get those sort of things. But what you can specifically do is, if you still are not having these sort of things, what you can do is you can open another tab, and you can go for like OS command injection payload list. So payload list, and that will be somewhere on GitHub. So let's see. And right here you can see right the first one, payload command injection payload list. So if I click on this one, so you can see if I scroll down, we will be having a list of all of the payloads right here for Unix, this one. So this one will be very interesting for you, because if you are a beginner, you don't know how to do these all of the things. So you can simply copy all of this from here, send a request to Intruder, or you can use FFUF as well. You can use whatever you want. You can copy all of these payloads. You can come to your Burpsuite. You can send this request to Intruder, and you can go to Intruder. You can go to positions, clear everything right here, remove this one, and let's do test right here, and then select this one because we need to do brute forcing only right here. Click on add. You can go to payloads, paste these payloads, and just simply test for this one. So you can start the attack. Now for me it will be slow because this is Burpsuite community edition, but if you are having Burpsuite community edition, you can use turbo intruder as well. So right here you can see, depending upon this one, you can see the response of every one of these. Depending upon the length or depending upon the status code, you can see which one does work or which one does not. So if I click on length few times, I can see that these two are the different ones. So let's see what is the output of these ones. So response, if I render the response, yeah, so still I'm not getting any remote code execution. So in this way you can try for automation as well. So I will close this one right here, discard the attack as well. Let's come back to our this one, and right now nothing interesting here. In queue parameter I didn't found anything. The other thing which we can try to do is we can try to go for inline bash scripting as well. So what we can do is we can do $, and then we can in $, we can try to go for who am I send, and these all are the techniques by which we can try to gain remote code execution. So right now still our $who am I is not getting executed, so that's fine. Let's move on. So now I will come to, now this is actually the basic technique for finding remote code execution, because the other techniques for finding remote code execution is finding different vulnerabilities like local file inclusion. We can find local file inclusion. We can do log poisoning as well. So I will give a brief overview about log poisoning, how to get remote code execution for log poisoning, by explaining you a real world target report. So I will try my best to explain that one as well. So if I come to my now proxy again, I can see this one again, nothing interesting. Returns page, nothing interesting here as well. And I got an authentication parameter right here, which is having some sort of cookie parameter or a token. I don't know what it is. We can try to do all of the same things right here as well. Let's send this request to repeater, and let's do send, render the response. Let's see what is the response. And right here I will again do, first of all, semicolon, who am I send now. Again it says page not found, so we can do ampersand again, who am I, and now I got the same page but nothing onto the screen. So that's fine. Then we can go for $, and in that who am I send now, and nothing interesting. Again page not found, so that's fine. Let's move on. We can also try for blind SQL injection, oh sorry, blind remote code execution as well, because blind remote code execution means that we can try to get a payload here, and we can try to get a reverse shell onto our machine, because sometimes our command gets actually working, but right now we cannot get the output right here. So but for blind SQL injection we need to be very careful regarding the technology of the website. So let's move on, because I will test blind SQL injection in that place where it is vulnerable, because that will save a lot of time. So register endpoints, nothing interesting. We have a product ID parameter right here. We can test ID parameter real quick as well. So ID is equal to 2. I'll do single quotation semicolon, who am I send now, render the response, and I got nothing right here interesting. So ampersand send, again nothing interesting. So then I will do $, who am I, and then it says execute command denied to user Nahamstore underscore SQLI. So now you can see this was how actually we get something. And now hopefully this is normally regarding, I believe, SQL injection, or we found some username as well or something. So if I do ls, let's see what happens. So ls, and again nothing. So this might be regarding some sort of like SQL injection, or I don't know what actually it is doing right here, but still I got an error message because error messages are very important. So ID parameter looks really interesting regarding SQL injection or something sort of this. So let's come down here. Stock check is having again product ID and URL right here. So in URL we can test for server side request forgery, or we can look for local file inclusion as well, because what we can do is we can read local files, and then again log poisoning is very interesting, and we can get remote code execution. So product ID, basket right here, nothing interesting. Then basket again, account order, this one, and there was one last request which was post request. And if I come to my browser here, this one, so I think so this didn't got logged in. Let's try to log in again. So this one, still a get request, so it was a post request right here. So it says missing post parameters. So let's come back here, let's try to get receipt again, and now missing post parameters. So there are two parameters which were missing. We did this already in our previous video. So it was, those parameters were let's see, I think so we found them from the page source. So page source right here, page source. So if those were hidden parameters, so let's control F, and if I search for hidden, yeah, so what, and it is having a value of order and ID, and it is having a value of 5. So what and 5. So I will change the request because I will be going for post one. So if I come to my Burpsuite, let's send this request to repeater. Yes, and change the request method right here. Now it is post request, and I will do what is equal to let's say what it was, order. So order and ID is equal to 5. Let's send, and now I got the PDF right here. So this is how actually it does work. And now we can test these two parameters for cross-site scripting, SQL injection. And normally I have seen a lot of times that hidden parameters are always somehow vulnerable to SQL injection or cross-site scripting or any other vulnerability. So let's just test ID parameter right here. So I will do first of all, let's say semicolon, who am I, send. I got nothing right here. Then I will go for ampersand, who am I, send now, nothing happens. Then I will go for inline, which is dollar, and then this one, and if I do who am I, send, and still I got nothing. Now at this place I will be going to test for Blind RCE as well, because normally these websites are very secure, so we cannot get output of our command directly into the page. So we need to do some sort of blind techniques. So what I will be going to do is I will directly go for a reverse shell. So what I will do is I will start my netcat listener nvlp on port 4444. I will see what is my IP address first of all, and I will go to payload all the things reverse shell cheat sheet. So let me turn off my Burpsuite. So payload all the things, reverse shell, and hit enter, and we will see reverse shell cheat sheet somewhere, right, this one. So we will be going to see different payloads. Now this is the place where you need to understand the web application, because understanding the web application is very important, because we never know what application is running, whether it is Tomcat, whether it is Apache, whether it is Nginx, whether it is like Python or something sort of this. So I will start my Nmap Scan as well onto this website. So I will do Control C right here. I will do nmap -a -v, and then the let's do Nahamstore. And now let's keep it running in the background and let's see what sort of services are running. And here you can see I can see another port which is port 8000 as well. So let's see what is running on port 8000. So I will close these ones. Nahamstore port 8000, and it is empty. Now whenever I see these sort of things, I always go for directory brute forcing, and I will do fuzzing right here. So using FFUF, you can use any one of these: FFUF, go buster, dir search, or Ferox buster. So reverse shell cheat sheet right here. Let's wait for our Nmap scan. It is done. So let's see what sort of servers are running, and the servers which are running are Nginx 1.14.0 and Ubuntu is running. So now I got a basic idea over my server. So what I can do is I can try to go for like Python payload or a PHP payload. Now I cannot go for Python payload because Nginx, I don't think so it will run Python, but we never know what sort of payload might work. So let's go for PHP first of all, because PHP, a lot of web applications are using PHP. Now this is very important, because you never go for Python payload on a web server which is running PHP, or a web application which is running PHP. So always be careful about this one. So I will copy the first payload from PHP section right here. I will come to my Burpsuite. I will paste my payload right here, and I will change the IP and port. So my local IP, let's see what it is. So I will split my screen here. So I will do if config, and my local IP is this one. So let's come back to our Burpsuite, paste that here, change the port to 4444 and hit send. And let's come back, and we need to start our netcat listener. So netcat -nblp 4444, send again right here. And now you can see I didn't got any content right here, but still I'm having 200 OK as well. So this might be a good indication that you can try to do something right here. So let's come back here. I don't got a listener. Let's try to URL encode this complete stuff, because there are spaces here. So I need to do URL encoding. So I will press Ctrl U onto my keyboard, hit send. Now let's come back, and now you can see I got a reverse shell. So this is Blind RCE. Now very important, you can test these sort of things. So if I do who am I, and I am www-data. So if I do ls right here, I am in my, let's say, var www.html. So I can look for flag right here somewhere it will be. So if I come back ls, nothing here, so it will be in the slash directory most probably, I don't know. So yeah, right there. So cat flag.txt. So this is how actually it works. So now the other thing which we will be going to do now, I will background this one, and first of all I will see another RCE, then we will complete task number 3 as well. So now let's move on. So this was how we can try to go for RCE, which is Blind RCE, because I told you simple RCEs are not very easy to find right here. So I got an error message right here. I don't know, my reverse shell is still here. So who am I? Yeah, it's still here. So let's keep it in the background running, and let's move on. So now let's move on and let's see what else we can see right here onto the website. So what we can do is this one looks interesting because port 8000, extremely interesting. So I will directly start fuzzing right here. So I will do FFUF-u for URL, paste the URL in. I will do fuzz right here because fuzz needs to have a parameter which it needs to fuzz. So I will specify fuzz here, which means it will fuzz right after this slash. And then I will do word list. The word list which I will be going to use is again user share checklist, one of the best ones. So discovery, web content, and I will go for raft, medium, and I will go for directories. So medium directories.txt, hit enter, and let's see what it says. And right away you can see it give me admin. So let's see what is running on admin. So slash admin, and here you go. So you can see it was not giving me anything, but again directory brute forcing gave us a lot of things. So I got a admin panel right here. Now whenever I see admin panel, what I can go for is I will always go for default credentials like admin password, root or root tool. So I will do admin, hit enter, and right away I am logged in. So this is again a vulnerability. Default credentials are running on admin panel, and I have seen this a lot of times in a lot of bug crowd reports, a lot of HackerOne reports as well. We can have default credentials on a lot of admin panels. So now I can see it says marketing manager dashboard, and right now I am having here that it is having, first of all let me stop my FFUF right here. So now if I come here, if it says active campaigns, and now I'm having two actions right here. One action is this one, and one of them is like edit button right here. So if I click on this one, let's see what it says. So right here it is giving me www data. Might be I was testing this one before, so that's why it is giving me. But what I can do right here is, if I see this one, hoodie giveaway, it says Nahamstore hoodie giveaway, and it says in preparation for the grand opening of Nahamstore next year, we are giving away 10 hoodies. So these sort of things. So okay, let's see right here. Let's try to edit this one, and it says campaign name hoodie giveaway, and I'm having some sort of HTML CSS sort of thing. So if I copy this all, and if I come here, let's make a file, and let's see this much more clearly. So in Sublime Text, and right here you can see it is HTML, title is Nahamstore hoodie giveaway, and these sort of things. Now the problem is that from where we can see these sort of things. First of all, might be some other domain where this content will be rendering or no, but let's see what else we can do right here. So the first thing is I can change the code, and again this is very important that you should understand this application. I can see that this might be PHP, might be some other one, but right now I'm assuming this is PHP. So I will give type a basic PHP code right here, which is, let's say, PHP echo. I will call echo function, and I will call, let's say, hello in here, and I will do this one only. So let's do this one, click on update, and let's see if our code get executed. So if I click on now this one again to see whether what happens, and right here you can see it gives me hello right here. So now we have a code execution because our code is executing. The second thing what I like to do is I like to go for PHP info function. So PHP info function gives us basic PHP info. So PHP info, hit update, and now if I see this one, and right here you can see I'm having PHP info each and everything. Now we have a remote code execution right here. I can also go for who am I can do each and everything. So what I will be going to do is, let's do who am I first of all. So it was echo, and I think so it will not work because echo will only give us who am I. Now we need to execute shell command. So what we do is we use shell underscore exec function. So shell underscore exec, and if I do ls in here, click on update, click on this one to see whether it executes, but it doesn't get executed. So I think so there is something wrong in my code. What else we can do is we can try to echo that out if it works. So echo shell exec ls might work because yes. So right here now you can see index.php. So now I can execute my shell. So if I come back here, edit this one, and if I do, let's say, who am I, click on update, now open this one, and right here you can see I am www-data. So this is how actually we find remote code execution. We try to do different things. Where else? So normally in admin panels, when you are logged in an admin, the getting a reverse shell is very easy. For example, if you are testing WordPress and you are logged in as administrator, what you can do is you can go into the templates, you can go into 404 templates, edit that one, paste PHP reverse shell, execute that one, and you will get a reverse shell. Or you are using Jenkins, you can use Groovy script, and there are a lot of CMSs which when you are logged in and as admin, you can simply try to get a reverse shell. So in the same way, I can paste my reverse shell right here and get a reverse shell here again. So as easy as possible. Now let me give you a few real world targets, and I will explain you in my Sublime text because I cannot show you right now. So what actually happened was, the real world report from HackerOne was that there was a log poisoning attack, and that was extremely difficult. So what actually happened was that, let's say there is a website like target.com. So the attacker was able to find SSRF vulnerability, and he changed the SSRF vulnerability into RCE. And how it did was, he found somewhere URL parameter, so URL is equal to something. So what he did was, he was able to do something sort of this. So file : / and etc password, and he was able to get the contents of etc password file. So this thing gave him contents of etc passwords file. So contents of etc password. Now what he did was, he didn't submitted the report because this is still a vulnerability, and but he again tried to made the impact much more larger. So what he did was, he simply tried to locate different sort of files, and what he was able to found was, he was able to found the Apache log file. So the log file which Apache keeps log of this one. So I think so that was in etc Apache and apache.log file. Now I don't know the exact path, you can simply Google that one, but this one was the path for Apache log file. So what he was able to do in the Apache log file, he was able to see that the, I think so, referrer part in the request was getting reflected or logged in, or I think so it was the user agent. So what he did was, he went into Burpsuite, and you know that in Burpsuite there is user agent parameter which is having something sort of Mozilla and that sort of things like this. So what he did was, he removed that one and he added a payload right here. So what he did was, he added a payload, or I think so, no, he didn't did in user agent, he did actually in the right request. So get request, and he added something sort of this. So he did PHP, and he did like, let's say echo and shell underscore exec, or he didn't did shell underscore exec, he called a get parameter. So I don't know the syntax, but what he did was get and cmd like this. So this PHP function, what it does is, it gets the PHP file, and sorry, it gets the cmd parameter, and whatever we will pass to cmd parameter, we will get that one. Then what he did was, he did something sort of this. So he came here and he did ampersand right here, and after doing ampersand, he called the target, I think so. So after calling the target, he did, or no, he didn't call the target, he simply did cmd is equal to who am I, and he was able to get a remote code execution. So this is how actually he changed local file inclusion into remote code execution, and this is called log poisoning. So you can Google on log poisoning, how to do log poisoning as well. A lot of times I have seen log poisoning in user agent as well. So user agent, where it has specified Mozilla, so like this. So simply remove Mozilla right here and paste your PHP code right here, and when you will call this one file inclusion vulnerability, you can simply do ampersand cmd is equal to who am I, and you will get remote code execution. So this is how actually we chain different vulnerabilities to get remote code execution. So I hope it makes sense. Now this was all about remote code execution, and yeah, so now let's come back to our reverse shell which we found, and let's enumerate the system. So this was the first flag, and we can see the other flag as well, but let's go for task 3 because task 3 was interesting. And what else we can do is, if we got in our reverse shell, what we can look for cat etc host. So cat etc host, hit enter, and now you can see I can see all of the host as well, and I can see all of the domain names as well. So now this was where we were unable to get one domain name in our task number 3, which was Recon task, and I don't know how to get that one. Still, I was not able to get that one, but now from remote code execution, I was able to get this domain. And let's see our a live subdomain. So the one which we found, that one. So if we have stock, marketing, www, shop, and Nahamstore-2020, and right here I can see that the one which is missing is Nahamstore-2020-dev.nahamstore.thm. So I will simply come here just for this try hack me. We need to add that in our host file, and I will add this into my host file, save this one, copy this one, come to my Burpsuite, paste it right here, hit enter, and again this is empty again. So now again I will, whenever I see empty subdomains, I always go for FFUF. So I will do FFUF -u for URL, paste that URL in word list, user share word list or user share checklist, discovery, web content, and draft medium directories.txt, hit enter. And I forgot to enter fuzz keyword, so fuzz right here, hit enter now, and I directly got API. So let's see what is in API. I just press Ctrl C, API. So let's go for API, and whenever I see API endpoints, I always go for recursive directory brute forcing, because you never know what is after API. There might be version v1, v2, v3, so always definitely look these ones. So but what actually API is giving me is, it is giving me Nahamstore 2020 dev.nahamstore.thm, only my domain name, raw data, nothing interesting, and in headers I am having a basic header. So now if I come back here, Control C right here, because I didn't got anything. Now I will go for recursive directory brute forcing, so I will simply do API/fuzz right here, so hit enter now, and let's see whether we get anything right here or not. And right here you can see after 1000 requests I got customers. So let's see what is in customers now. So customers, hit enter now, and it says customer underscore ID is required. Now at this place what we can do is we can try to find out hidden parameters, but we can again copy this customer ID and hoping for the best that this parameter might be there. So customer ID is equal to 1, let's say this one, and here you go. So I am having the details of customers as well. So again brute forcing helps us a lot, and this is how we need to do task number 3 as well. So now if I do customer ID is equal to 2, and here is Jimmy Jones, and here is his SSN. So this was all about today's video, and let's solve the answers right here. So let's first of all copy TryHackMe right here in Recon. Yeah, so Jimmy Jones SSN. So let's come back here. This one is Jimmy Jones SSN. So copy, paste right here, click on submit, and here I have task 3 done. And in RCE I needed to find 2 flags. So let's see, we were able to find only 1 flag right here. So cd into /ls get flag.txt. let's see whether this is flag 1 or flag 2. So flag 1, submit. No, this is flag 2, I believe. Yeah, so we need to find flag number 1 still. So I think so flag number 1 will be from that one, or it might be on somewhere in the system. So let's enumerate the system. So cd into, let's do root, permission will be denied. Then let's go into var ls, or let's go into home directory, because home directory might be having some flags. So ls-la, nothing in the home directory. Then I can look for flags or the system. So I can do find in the / directory with the name of flag.txt, and I will pipe it out to dev null. So dev/null, and hit enter. Let's see whether we get any flags anywhere. First one is in the / directory, and the second one is in lfi. So cd/lfi ls cat flag.txt. Let's see whether this is the one, but I cannot get it out because it is empty. So we need to find flag number 2 from somewhere. So let's see where we can find it. So I think so if I do host name right here, my host name is this one, so might be the second RCE which we were able to find. Let's try to get a reverse shell from there. So I will exit out from here, or let's not exit, let's open a new tab. So if I do right here, and we were able to find right here, yeah, so I will click on edit this one, and again I will try to get a PHP reverse shell. Now the second thing which I will do something change right here, so I can also go for PHP reverse shell as well. So last time we did one liner, and this time I will go for a complete reverse shell. So let's see if this works. If this would not work, I will again go for one liner. So this one, PHP reverse shell.php, again this is very interesting one and very powerful. So I will copy this all, I will come here, paste this in my Sublime text somewhere. Let's paste it right here. I will change my IP and port. So my IP, my local IP was 1010, or not 1010, it was 10.8 144 148, and this time I will do port 1234. So that's fine. Let's copy this complete one, and this one is quite huge code, but let's see if this works or not. So copy, come to my Firefox, I will paste that complete code right here, and yeah, looks fine. Click on update. Now it has been updated. Let's start netcat listener on port 1234. Now if I open this one right here, and let's come back, and again I got a reverse shell. So again, PHP is very powerful. We can get a reverse shell from one liner as well, and that one. So if I do now host name, let's see whether we are having same host name. Oh no, we are having different host names. So both of these are totally different. So I didn't know that one. So hopefully we will find the flag right here. So cat flag.txt, and now I'm having flags. So again, this one was interesting because we never know that whether we are having on the same server or not. That one might be, this one might be few Docker containers which he might be running for this web application. So this one was the first one. Let's submit. And this was all about RCE. So again, try to chain different vulnerabilities. If you find local file inclusion, try to go for chain it with remote file inclusion. Try to do log poisoning, server side template injection, and all of that stuff. Those are completely advanced, but for beginners right now, try to do these sort of things. Try to do brute forcing in Intruder and all of that stuff, and hopefully you will get something if you work hard. So this was all about today's video, remote code execution and task 3, and hopefully last task is left, which is SQL injection, and that will be all about Nahamstore. So I will make that video soon as well, and I hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, bye.